Hey guys, I am Global Outcast, and that is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Mecha Senku.
And today we're going to be talking about My Little Pony.
And how much we want it to fucking burn. No, today we're actually talking about the anime Dr. Stone.
Great anime.
It's quite funny because if you watch throughout the show, he refers to a bar of soap as Dr. Stone.
Yeah? Yeah, he does.
A fucking bar of soap. In a world without doctors, soap will save your life. And being that you basically are in the Stone Age, Dr. Stone. Alright, well that's the episode, alright? Everybody have a good time now.
See ya!
No, so finally getting caught up in Dr. Stone. I'm interested to see. I mean, we're still an episode short for essentially a full season, but I'm interested to see how it's going to go down. I kind of skipped through a little bit of episodes on season 3. Probably have to rewatch that. But I'd have to say my favorite moments in Dr. Stone, excuse me for a minute. My favorite moments in Dr. Stone. Essentially, I like all of it. It's something that I feel like it's an anime that's been slept on. But it would be when Senku calls I'm forgetting her name already. Calls her the lioness, which she likes, but then they call her a gorilla and she gets mad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Her. I like her. She's funny.
Like, I like her. She's my favorite character. I think her name, no, her sister's name is Ruri, I believe.
Yeah.
But I like her because her reaction to getting called a gorilla,
Yeah.
and she just beats the shit out of people. But my favorite moments for Dr. Stone is that is essentially anything with Senku. I mean, his genius, him being a genius, him coming up with all these inventions, you know, how to essentially bring humanity back to almost modern civilization.
Yeah.
But my other, like, favorite moment, or my one of my, like, top moments with that show is essentially Senku's reaction to everybody. Like, when Taiju sits there, and I don't remember what they had said, but he's like, oh, yeah, they're looking for that white stuff that you make those fields with. He's like, oh, we just gotta go find, like, a gym store locker, or a gym storehouse, or storeroom. And Senku's reaction is, yeah, sure, let's go find one of this age.
Yeah.
Like that high-pitched, smart-ass remark of, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. He's honestly my favorite character. My favorite moment, one of my favorite moments, is anything that has to do with him, and how much of a workaholic he is when it comes to working with Senku.
Yeah.
My other favorite moment would have to be when he meets the other scientists, and they're calling it sorcery, and they're having
Chrome,
and they're having that battle. in the beginning, and he's thinking he's gonna scare him. What do you think of this? And he makes like different flames powder, different flames colored. And he's like, oh yeah,
colors of the fire.
yeah. And he goes, oh, you're using this, and this. Hello? And he's just beating him through. He's beating him through science, and he doesn't even. And fucking Chrome doesn't even know he was using science. He's using sorcery.
Yeah. Another good one would probably be when they made the ramen, and they're all like, oh my god, it's so delicious, and he's like, oh, it's so terrible.
Yep. Or another good moment would have to be with the dude I thought in the beginning was going to be another one of the characters, kind of like Orochimaru, who is just going to trick him, use him, and for his own personal gain. Don't get me wrong, he kind of does, but in the end...
Basa?
Yeah, the dude with the black and white hair. I always forget his name.
Oh, the mentalist.
Yeah, and then he turns out to be He turns out to be a helper of Senku.
Yeah, the only reason he helped Senku is because Senku can make cola.
Yep, he wanted cola.
Tsubasa can't make cola.
Yep, and he wanted cola.
He's all right. He's not like my favorite, not because he's bad. He's good. I like him. He's good. But to top him would be Taiju.
Yeah.
Taiju, and just the fact that it's Mirio Togeda essentially screaming all the time.
Yeah, Mirio Togeda and the character who plays Senku, I can't see him as anything else but fucking Alphonse. Every time Senku talked, I'm like, it's Alphonse from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
But Taiju, just his inhuman fucking stamina. The fact that he screams about everything.
Say it with me again. Power!
But the other character that would probably be up there for me that I really like is his girlfriend Kureha.
Yep, I liked her.
Just because when in season 3, when they go to operate and they go to do surgery on Tsukasa, when they go to do surgery on Tsukasa, and he's like, "We need somebody from the Craftworks Club," and the look that he turns and gives Kureha with the old man whose clothes always rip, and Tsukasa, just that dead look in their eyes and their grin as they look at her, and she's like, "Oh no."
You just reminded me of two of my favorite parts, and one of them is with her when she does this, when she's doing the sewing. She goes really fast, and everyone's
Which time are you talking about the story? Are you talking about when she's first being followed, and the one archer dude just realized that she was putting all the pieces together too?
When
Or are you talking about when she's making like the balloon?
When I think it's when she's making the balloon, and everyone's like, "She's so fast!"
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
And my other favorite part, I'm sad at myself that I forgot about it, is when they first meet the old man, who's pretty much the craftsman.
Yes, he's a craftsman.
And they're intentionally making glass bad. And he's like, "You're doing it wrong," and he breaks out of the rope.
He rips the rope and he breaks out. He does it himself.
And first time I saw that, I'm like, "Grandpa is thick." Holy shit!
Grandpa showed up on a Monday, hella thick.
Grandpa was losing his gains.
I do have to agree on Kureha. The way that she sews is just so fast. And they're all like, "Holy shit, she's so fast." But I love her reactions to everything, too.
Yeah.
She's got that, like, "oh, why me" look, but at the same time, she does it.
Yeah. Or in the beginning when everyone thought, she thought Senku was taking things in another way, and he's all like, "Oh yeah," and she finally realizes, "Oh yeah, that's just science talk."
Yeah. Well, look at when they build the ship in season 3. And she's all like, she's almost interested, and both the girls are like, "No, no, 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 don't do it." And then you got fucking Bakugo, you got Senku, you got the old man. They're all like, "Come on with me, let's take a tour." The girls are like, "You shouldn't have done that," and she's like, "You don't understand. I've sat through like a 3 or 5 hour-long lecture from Senku about a bottle rocket."
Yeah.
And it's just, and that's the other thing that I love the most too is the look that Senku gives her when he mentions the Craftwork Club. Anytime he needs her, he grows that like evil, mockingly laughing look at her.
Yeah, I love his looks.
Than her.
I love his looks.
Oh yeah, I love it when I watch I think it's the movie about Ryusui.
Yep.
On Crunchyroll, and they were going through and they were talking about it, and the look that him and the Mentalist give about Ryusui making money. They had currency, and they were all like, "Oh, we're basically gonna screw him out of all his money."
Yeah.
And just the way they tilted their heads up and their tongues look like snakes.
Yeah.
It's definitely a comedy anime.
And I love the fact how they call people who need glasses the fuzzy sickness.
Yeah, they have the fuzzy sickness.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Did you know, if you Googled, and I'm sure you're going to try this, if you Googled, I think it was like the top scientist, Senku shows up in the category.
Oh, that's...
You have real life scientists that show up, and Senku's one of them. On Google right now.
Oh, that is awesome.
Like, an anime character is being classified as the top scientist of the world.
I loved
And
it.
he's fictional.
I loved his little helper, Sukiya.
Sukiya.
That's the chick with the watermelon because she had the fuzzy
Oh,
sickness.
yeah. She had the fuzzy sickness, and he put glasses in her
In her melon
thing. Yeah.
I loved his little helper. And whenever she needed to be a detective, she was Detective Sukiya.
Yep. You know, I've actually had somebody ask me if I'm going to say this, but I've had people ask me if she is a he or she is a she.
She.
Because people don't know if that character is a man or a woman.
I'm pretty sure they pretty much identify her as a woman.
That's what I thought, but I don't remember. I'd have to like rewatch it a million times for educational purposes, of course. No, I'd be laughing my ass off at it.
He just wants to. You just want to watch their gorilla again.
Yeah.
She is pretty badass. I loved how she. Two things. One, I loved how she took on the strongest primate high schooler.
Tsukasa.
Yep. And I loved how Senku beat him.
Yeah, with a fucking tank.
And he got him on his side by saying, "I could save your sister."
Yeah, but they're still not quite. That's still not really him being on his side. If
True.
you paid attention, they are doing a truce because the only reason why Tsukasa is essentially destroying it is because of the fact that he wants to make it where, because of looking at his childhood, you saw that he was trying to take care of his sister. They basically had no money, so he basically joined Fight Club. We can't talk about it.
Yep.
And that's how he got money, but he was trying to pick up seashells for his sister, and basically an adult beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So he's kind of got that growing hatred, but his second-hand man, the guy with the spinning spear, made kind of a valid point on, okay, you want to bring back only the young ones, only essentially teenagers, no adults, but bringing all these people in too, they're just going to take from you then. So he made a valid point where Senku wants to save everybody, yes, but they never fully sat there and said that Tsukasa was on his side. They sat there and they said that it was a truce because essentially Senku had agreed, after he figured it out, he had agreed to help Tsukasa try to find his sister and save her.
He still counts it as a win, though.
Yes, it's a win, but he never fully sat there and said he was on his side.
Yeah.
Senku's now at the point where he's trying to save him, but they're only in a truce. There has never been confirmed that Tsukasa is on his side.
I believe towards the end when he had to freeze him, that he
Still wasn't confirmed. I actually just watched that episode not that long ago.
Okay.
Still never fully confirmed that they were, on the same side.
Okay.
It was one of those, like, they had called a truce, and the way that they could turn that story is when they bring back Tsukasa. If they bring back Tsukasa, it could be another war again.
I don't think they will.
I don't think so either, because now you've got everybody essentially united. And I don't think Tsukasa is going to start a war now that he has his sister. Because the one guy kind of made that point of, now you have somebody you have to protect. Now you really can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
So the war is over, but from what I've read, it sounds like Tsukasa and Senku may start kind of fighting again in the future.
From what
I have not confirmed that. I've only heard that as a rumor.
From what I've seen, I think he may end up joining Senku.
That's possible. Like I said, I only heard a rumor from a few people in a community I'm in.
Yeah.
That talked about it from the manga.
Yeah.
I haven't started the manga, so I don't know.
Neither have I.
But yeah, so we got the funny moments, best moments. The only part I did not like is essentially, and this is weird for me, is essentially when they tried to essentially originally kill off Tsukasa by killing his sister.
Okay.
Because in season 3, I think he went to go and stab Tsukasa's little sister, and Tsukasa got in his way and got stabbed through the lung.
Yeah.
That was I think the only part I really did not like.
Yeah, I remember that fight because he wanted to get to him, and the only way he could get to Tsukasa was through his sister because he knew he'd protect his sister.
Right. It's it's kind of like the whole, now he's got, as he explained, I think it was in that episode.
Yeah.
That he had said there, it said, now you've got someone to protect, you let your guard down.
Yeah, now I can beat you.
Right. But his reaction to Senku making essentially dynamite was fucking hilarious.
It really was.
And let's talk about Chrome beating the cop by making him think he had pneumonia, kicking him in the balls, and then essentially coming up with his own science way to break out of the fucking prison.
Yeah, Senku was so proud of him. He used his big brains. His big caveman brains. Oh, that was so brilliant.
But yeah, I think right now, my favorite, hands down, I couldn't put in category because I like almost all of them. But as soon as I met Ryusui, I was like, that's motherfucking Bakugo.
Yeah.
It's Bakugo with a snap.
My favorite character is probably Senku's right-hand man. My favorite moment is when Grandpa Thick breaks out of the ropes. And that is how he will forever be known to me. When you say
right-hand man, are you talking Chrome or the Mentalist?
No, his first right-hand man. His true right-hand man. The one who's been with him through thick and thin. The one ever since they were children. Taiju. I always forget his name. But
yes, Taiju and Koreha are essentially his right and left hand.
Yeah.
Because Koreha will fix him up and save him, and she's part of the Craftsworks Club, or the Crafts Club, essentially. I'm going to just call it the Crafts Club. But essentially, she was essentially the right and left hand. But then, yes, essentially, I don't know if he says it in the anime, but that's what I'm going to sit there. Taiju is essentially the shield of science.
Yeah, he says that. I believe he says it.
But just how stupid Taiju could be.
He's my favorite character, hands down.
See, I like the Mentalist. At first, I thought I was going to hate him, but I like the Mentalist.
Okay.
Just because he seems like a snake, but he's a mentalist. He fucks with your head, and I like that.
Yeah. My favorite moment involves Grandpa Thick, and that is what I will forever call him now.
What, Grandpa Thick with them cheeks?
Yeah, Grandpa Thick, and how he broke out of those ropes. And how every time he gets excited, he rips his clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. There was him covering his crotch is essentially a bag of tools.
I'm sitting there like, motherfuck, what?
Yeah, see, I like Chrome and how he thinks that he can, he can get through his shit through sorcery. And then there's the blonde guy, who's the same voice actor as Deku.
Oh, yep. I thought you were talking about the other blonde guy. The dick.
Oh,
The dick with
not him.
the dude with Krillin as his fucking background character.
Yeah. But no, the one that's technically guarding the village at the bridge.
Yep.
It's the voice actor of Deku, but it's funny to see them two, him and Ryusui together, and how they react.
Yeah.
Being that it's Deku and Bakugo. But like I said, it's hard to say. I like all of them. Chrome is pretty good. I like Chrome. Taiju. So that right there leads to a question. Who do you think would have a bigger screaming match? Taiju or Chrome?
Taiju.
I would have to go Taiju as well, because as much as Chrome is loud, I think I'd have to go with Taiju. Now, that being said, too, I also want to throw in a moment that I love, too, when they were designing the ships.
Yeah.
You got the cop and his design, which was shit. You got the dick and how he did the design, and they were all like, whoa. As much as he's an asshole, whoa. He's like, well, my people grew up on the water, so this is how I would make it. And then you have Senkus, and they're all like, why did we do that? Why did we do that when we know we were going to go with Senkus anyway?
Yeah. I love how he's called the greediest man alive.
Right, when he's actually not all that greedy. Like, he wants everything for himself, but he wants other people to kind of be a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this thing's going to play out, because if you noticed, when Ryusui came back, and then he brought back Francois, and Francois, as they kind of first met Senku, Francois was almost like, Ryusui, I have one request. I want him.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I was like, wait a minute. Does the butler got like the hardest hard-on for Senku right now? Am I experiencing this right now? What the fuck?
Turns out she just
It wasn't so much like any lust or anything, but just how she's like, I want him. And I'm sitting here like, oh, and the plot thickens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the plot thickens.
And they realize, and then you realize she wants him to help with the company, to rebuild the company.
Right. They want his braids, essentially, and I'm sitting here like, well, shit.
Yeah. Francois was funny.
I loved Francois. I loved her reactions. I loved when they were all like, is Francois a guy or a girl? They're like, it's French. The name is French, so I don't know.
I am dying on the hill that Francois is a girl.
Yeah, Francois is a girl. If you pay attention to the character designs, and you look at how the males are and the women are, you'll see that Francois got more of like the color in her lips.
Yeah.
So Francois is a woman.
Yeah. Francois.
But you got Correa's clothing line towards the end of season 3. You got her clothing line. You got Senku's general store.
Yeah.
It was, and the first adult they brought back was a manga artist.
Yeah. I love how he's all like, "What? Am I late?" And yeah, you're about 3,000. You're about this many years in the future. I am so late for my deadline.
I know. He was freaking out over that. Oh, that too. Anytime they revived a woman, and Taiju went straight for Senku's eyes.
Yeah. I love Taiju.
Yeah, when they brought Kureha back, he pokes Senku in the eyes, and Senku's like, nobody cares if you're buck-ass nude in the stone world. They bring back Sukusa's little sister. He does it again. He's like, why do you do this to me?
Taiju never change. Never change, Taiju, you pure-hearted simpleton.
And it cracks me up. Anytime a woman is being revived, and Taiju's either got to turn around or he's got to poke Senku's eyes out.
I love how Senku kept saying when he was stoned. He counted the seconds.
Yeah. Well, look at the episode when they were when the mentalist was trying to figure out Senku's birthday.
Yeah.
And when they found out like how long he's been keeping his how he kept himself alive through all of it.
Yeah. I got a question.
And that's how the mentalist figured out
I got a question.
how old Senku is, or when his birthday is.
Yeah. I got a question for you. What moment hit you in the feels the most? Because I got mine. Mine is when Sukusa...
Oh yeah, don't even give me a chance. Fuck you.
I thought you were still thinking.
Well, now I am, so fucking get on with it, dick.
My moment is when Sukusa said, if I met you before we just turned to stone, I think we could have been friends. And it showed a timeline of when they were friends. And it showed Sukusa, fucking the simpleton, the simpleton's girlfriend, and Senku. All
We're gonna get these names right, because you're a fucking asshole.
Eat me.
Senku, Taiju, Kureha, Tsukasa.
I always forget his name. Eat me. I call him the simpleton.
Well, his name is Taiju, you motherfucker.
He's the adorable simpleton!
Anyway, I don't know that I have one.
Really? His father, hearing his father's voice was a pretty good one, though.
Yeah, that would probably be a close one for me, but no, that didn't really hit me. Like, it did, but it didn't, because it's not really his dad.
Nobody sees him as his dad.
Right, and he sees Senku as his son, but they're not actually related. They're not father and son.
No. In the last episode, they aired, you learn more about it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the last episode, but yes, yeah, I think it was, because they're trying to get platinum.
Yeah, I just watched it. Remembered I had to watch that last episode today. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I've been busy.
'Cause episode 11's out, but not 12 yet.
Yeah, they're working on part 2, I believe.
Part 2? You mean episode 12?
I heard it's gonna be 2. I heard it's gonna be 2 parts. From my understanding.
Why does every anime have to do 2 fucking parts to everything?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that there really was any one that hit me in the feels. There really wasn't anything. There wasn't really anything that was sad. The closest one would be the gravesite where he finds his dad and essentially like all the other ones that have died.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Other than the recording that they had made where she was singing, maybe, but
You just remind me of another scene when the singer's ultimate fan shows up.
But like I said, I don't know that there was really anything that hit me in the feels.
Yeah.
That anime doesn't really strike me as a sad, soppy one.
No, but they do have some good soppy, some decent soppy moments in there.
I think it depends on who you are, because I didn't really... Don't know that I had really any sad moments from that anime. Everything just cracked me up.
Yeah. Especially with the ultimate fan teaching...
Gen. That's the mentalist. His name is Gen Asagiri.
I'll never remember that.
You don't remember any of their fucking names besides Senku.
Yeah, that is true. Because my memory sucks. But oh my, when she first showed up and how she was able to out him. Oh, that was brilliant. That was funny. But anyways, it has been a blast. We shall talk at you guys later. Anything you have to say on our way out there?
Shut the fuck up and let's end this already.
Talk to you later, guys.